next game. So here we go. Pew! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Thunderdog eSports Top Dog Week number 7. We have Imperative Gaming against Crossfire Gaming, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, sporting the red trunks, we have Imperative Gaming's Kaleido.
And in the top left-hand corner, representing Crossfire Gaming, trying to take the sweep tonight. They're up 4-0 today in our 5-game set. It is the blue Protoss player, HuShang.
Very, very nice. And I'm not going to lie, I love what PvP has become. And everyone hated it for so long. And, like, finally it got good. And then I was so happy. I was like, oh, yeah, what up? It's interesting matchup now.
Oh man, you're such a hipster. I liked PvP before it was cool.
I liked it back in 4-game time before anyone thought it was cool at all, because wasn't.
Anyway, I've liked PvP for a little while as well. It's been one of those matchups that to me always seemed very kind of like straightforward. Like there wasn't a lot that you had to kind of read into. Like, it was like, oh, my opponent's expanding, I can expand. Or, like, you know, my opponent's expanding, I have a pretty big army, I'm just going to go attack. Like, it's like, and that's like an oversimplified version of it, obviously. Yeah. But, you know, it's way less, I think what we're both trying to talk about, too, is it's way less of a kind of rock, paper, scissors game than it used to be. With the exception of, like, you know, a Blink Stalker attack against DTs, like, there's nothing really that just auto-loses. So, you know, it creates a lot more just kind of diversification, and you get to see the matchup really played for the first time in a while. So, yeah, it's a really cool kind of place to be in here for PvP.
Yeah, and one of the things that I loved, Day9 has been talking about recently, is he has a couple things. So, like, a lot of people know he hates the word counter in StarCraft. Like, no unit counters another one. Like, it just doesn't quite work like that. But one of the other things he talked about is, like, coin flip situations are, like, not nearly coin flip situations. And I love the way he kind of talks about it, because, like, even here, these two players are having, like, pretty much mirror builds. But this is where, like, information and decision-making is so key. And if you just blindly start going for things, yeah, it can be a coin flip. You know, like, I mean, if you just...
Right.
If you go ahead and you're like, this is the build that I'm doing, and you don't really scout, it's like, well, I guess if he goes this way, I win, this way I lose, and something in the middle, you know, we'll have a game. But a lot of players feel like that. It's like, oh, it's a coin flip. I have no recompense. Like, there's nothing I can do here. But that's really not how a lot of these are. I mean, both these players are trying to scout, and oddly enough, this is like its mirror matchup. They're both, like, potentially putting proxy pawns in the same location, but it's really all about the flow of information and adjusting builds. I guess the age of the build order, in my opinion, I don't want to get too far off on this, but the age of the build order is almost gone, because build orders just almost don't work anymore because the game's so far advanced.
It's the age of the opener is really what it is. There's, like, openings that you do, and then you kind of move forward. But these two players, if you look at basically what they've done so far in this game, is they both scouted identically in each other's bases. But then the tech structure they chose are just the opposites. They're like 180 degrees. So we see HuShang going for a blink attack, whereas Kaleido is going for a 2-gate expand with the robo behind it. So he's going for the more economic build. He'll probably get a couple of observers first, just in case of DTs, and then move forward with Immortal production. Immortals are awesome against Stalkers, but if you have enough, Stalkers can't overpower him. The offensive blink to surround an Immortal is pretty devastating. So, you know, we'll have to keep tabs on just how many gateways do come down here for HuShang, and if he tries to expand behind this. I mean, this is one of those situations too where, you know, Nexus Cannon is really good, and getting that expansion down as a Protoss is a little bit easier in PvP. It's not quite as impossible as it used to be, but with these Stalkers coming in, he might hit a really nice timing here. But blink is still a minute away, so. You know, is he going to be able to? He sees the Stalker and sentries, and he might just be able to push up this ramp, but he could get force fielded.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to work down this Nexus, so the Nexus cannon is just not nearly as much of a thing.
Oh, he cancels it.
Yeah, I mean, I think his whole thought process was like, I know there's more coming.
And it's
if I Nexus Cannon, it's not even going to do damage. Like, I can't even defend it. It's not worth it to let it finish. And I think HuShang made a great decision there to really pressure that. I don't know if he can, like, end it, but that right there was, I think, a definite win for him.
You know, I actually think Kaleido should have stayed. He should have kept the Nexus up. He had his Immortal was about to pop out, and he had the Photon Overcharge energy. He could have fought, I think. I think the Photon
no, he
Overcharge...
shouldn't push too far up. The blink is going to be... Oh, the blink is so bad!
On the Immortal, take it down. They focus down the sentries, and that is, well, that is trouble. If you're a IG fan here, second Immortal does come out, and that's going to immediately stay back in the the corner of the base here. More Stalkers should be getting warped in. There is a Robo coming down. Behind this, it is spotted by the hallucinated Phoenix here, and there's an Observer that'll also keep tabs on this army. And again, I don't know if, you know, a second offensive blink after the Photon Overcharge goes down is going to do it, because there is going to be enough energy for a second Photon Overcharge.
Right.
But that was just a nice little pick off there for HuShang. I think we can definitely say that.
Yeah,
limiting the Immortal count is really nice. 2
Immortals with this coming in. And to go back to your reference earlier, the only thing I can think of is that he's got trouble right here in River City. Little Music Man there for you. But it looks like he's coming in now. And, I mean, he's not really going to lose much. Great blinks. Ooh, saving both Stalkers. Has he lost one there? One went down. Just 1 and then 2. And, I mean, those are some great blinks. But, I mean, the Immortals are okay. But here's one of those awkward moments, too, because neither player right now has a contingency plan about, like, long term. Like, it's like this game right now is all I've really got, because neither one has an expansion. They don't really have tech. HuShang can't really make anything but just more Stalkers. But now a third Immortal coming in. Oh, could this be good?
Huge blink on top of these Immortals. They go down quite quickly here, and HuShang continuing to focus down the Stalkers, but with this extra Immortal coming out, he is forced to blink back. And that's one thing I will say, in watching HuShang, I think this is the 3rd or 4th game I've seen from him. He just has stellar control, and he tries to really use that to his advantage with these blink Stalkers. They're such a control intensive kind of unit composition. Nice focus fire there from Kaleido, taking down an injured Stalker. And well, is the Mothership Core going to get taken out? It is going to get taken out. An offensive blink gets down on this Immortal, and could this be it here for Kaleido? He's down in army supply. He's got half the army supply of HuShang. Blinking back the injured Stalkers down onto the low ground is a really cute little play here, but down go the last Zealots here, and well, trying to warp in a couple more, and well, the probes pulled, the last Immortal is out, and again, HuShang just in an awesome spot right now. It's 26 army supply to 5. The army right now represented by an Observer and an Immortal here for Kaleido.
And that Observer, not really much of an army.